Alright folks, I'm going to save you an hour if you don't want to watch this video, because here's the thing, almost half of it doesn't even have any combat in it, because this game's pacing is absolutely terrible by comparison to some other games, because at least Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance was only like 4 hours long. So here's the drill with Astral Chain, if you want me to just sum it up very quickly. The combat is decent, but it's let down by the fact that the game is really long in the tooth. You have to do a lot of stuff before it even lets you get into the combat. And even then, you take a very long time to actually unlock any interesting stuff in the combat. As for an example I will cite in this video, it takes over 6 hours before I get even 3 of the 5 Astrals that you're supposed to get in order to actually make this game interesting. And even then, after all that, the game's got some clunky controls, some weird things like problems with the camera and stuff like that that really just bring it down into mediocrity, more or less. I wouldn't recommend it over many other Platinum games, if I'm being perfectly honest. So, yeah, if you want to hear me say that over the course of an hour, well, here you go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maximo, and I'm here checking out Astral Chain. Just before we get started, this was provided to me by PlayAsia. If you want to support me in the channel, use the link and the coupon in the description to go and buy something. You'll be saving some money off your order, and you'll be helping me out in the process. So, there you go. Man, PlayAsia have really pulled through for me in the last couple of months, I gotta tell ya. But with that said, let's go load into my game. We're gonna do all of our menuing and upgrade stuff up front, because once we get into an actual mission, there'll be very few opportunities to actually do it. So, we're just gonna load straight into my game here. As you can see, I've got about 6 hours in it. And that is actually pretty significant for a game like this. I mean, when I played Nier Automata, or Automata, or however you pronounce it, I barely got like 2 or 3 hours in before I got bored, put the game down, and never actually picked it up again. So 6 hours in a recent Platinum game is actually a lot for me. But anyway, here we are in the HQ. This is where you go to do all your shit. And if we hit the select button, and by the way, on your start button, or I say select, but it's the minus and the plus button. This is the Switch after all. But the buttons are the wrong way around. I press start or plus all the time thinking it's going to put me into the pause menu, but it brings up the Iris thing, which is like the Arkham Asylum thing, which I used to do detective work. And then I have to go and hit the minus button instead. It drives me bloody nuts. But yes, so there are a lot of things we can do here, including some side cases over on the right there. What's this one? We'll just set that as the active quest, because we're going to have to go do it anyway. We've got items, and you can buy these, but the thing is, the ones that you buy and the ones that you find in the world are actually different. You see, that little flower icon next to it, you can see it over in the wheel there, is the temporary field supply. Now, any items that you find in mission actually go away at the end of that chapter, which is retarded in my personal opinion, but there is a reason for this. It's because they hide a ton of these mini boxes that have supplies in them throughout the missions. So, yeah, instead of making it so that there were a small amount of secrets that were hard to find but interesting, there's a large amount of secrets that are mostly a pain in the ass because you get a resource that you won't need and won't use until the... Yeah, we're going to ignore that. There's some Legion stuff, but we'll go over that later. We have orders here, which are basically achievements, and there are tons of them. So yeah, rank S on everything, doing red cases and blue cases, which are what these games' quests are, basically. You've got things like using certain attacks with certain legions, and the more of these you do, the more rewards you'll get from them. Annoyingly, you can't seem to get all of the ones that you've done at a specific time. It just makes it so that you have to go through and select all of them, which is kind of annoying. We're not going to do any more, but I'll just skip through them to give you an idea of what they are. There's things like defeating certain enemies using certain moves, doing certain things out in the overworld, making a certain amount of money, finding hidden collectibles, using the in-game camera, stuff like that, right? And the resources, to be fair, are actually useful. It's just a pain in the ass to go through these lists every time to actually go and unlock them. You can also play this game in co-op, but I haven't done that because I have no friends. Here's our options menu. We've got plenty of options going on here. Don't turn on autoplay silent text and then have text display type be instant, Because if you select someone with both of these options in that set of settings, it will just, the text will come up for like half a second, and then it'll drop away again. You won't be able to read it. Because I don't know why those two settings are able to affect each other, but there you go. You got plenty of options here for setting your rotation speed and all that, including some fixed cameras. Don't fix the camera. Just don't. The camera in this game is bad enough as it is. You can change your button configuration, but all of these are pointless. Like, I haven't been able to find one that I'm even remotely comfortable with. The controls in this game are just kind of annoying in that sense. Because, for whatever reason that they've decided, you can't make it so that both your personal attack and evade buttons are on the face buttons. They're always going to be a little bit split up. You do have this weird control thing going on where you're controlling two dudes at once, basically, but still, being able to remap these more accurately would be great. I've just stuck with preset A because all of the other ones are just kind of annoying to me personally. Here's your sound settings. You can change the voice on the iris, but I think that's like downloadable content that I don't have. Language, including voice language, is nice. I haven't tried the Japanese language voices, but the English ones aren't that bad, but they aren't that great either. You can also customize your heads-up display color, although these are rewards for missions. And here's your heads-up display, including the option to turn it all off entirely, which is kind of neat, but I find it unnecessary personally. And you can also change settings for handheld mode as well, which is nice. It is actually kind of appreciated since playing on a smaller thing like the Switch's handheld stuff might actually be a bit of a pain in the neck for some people. But anyway, so you get gene codes for defeating enemies, and these gene codes can be used to upgrade your legions. You have 3 legions at this point in the game. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed at this, because 6 hours in and only having 3 legions is kind of annoying, especially since they take a bloody age to give you more than just the sword legion. But you upgrade these 3 legions as you go by using these gene codes. And what do I have to unlock here? Yeah, we'll have to unlock this to move further on in the tree, so we might as well. Don't know why they just don't let you spend these right away, but yeah. And we can unlock extra ones using some materials that we've got, and we can also buy things like new abilities. Well, these are skills, actually. You can also buy command codes, but they're actually pretty far down the tree, to the point where I haven't gotten any yet, because I've been trying to keep these things all relatively level just to make sure they're still useful, but you don't get enough gene codes to do that for 3 of them, let alone 5. So, it's going to be bloody fun trying to keep these all upgraded, because one of the things this game likes to do is give you a real lack of resources, and we'll get to that shortly. So you can also change their individual skills. You pull these out via holding the button you use to summon them while you are fighting, and these skills are either things like special attacks or things that'll help you both out. Like, for example, my Sword Legion has Power Charge, which will increase both its attack power and your attack power. Useful to pull out in a pinch. You can also equip abilities to all of them. And these abilities are these codes. They've got a few different things, like triggers a shockwave when the Legion is summoned. And they also have these unique abilities down in the bottom right here. Hold ZL and flick the right stick to send out the Legion, increase damage on hit. So you've got all these different abilities that you need to sort through, which is kind of annoying because you start out with only 1 slot. Most of these take up more than 1 slot. And some of them have these unique abilities as well, which make the game feel kind of luck-based in whether or not you're actually going to get some kind of relatively useful thing out of it. And I think that's kind of the point of the game, because I'm 99.9% sure they want you to grind, because even in the level design, they've got it so that there's a bunch of things that you can only do with the legions that you get from later on in the game. Like, they even make you go through a level where you need something from the Sword Legion, which you don't even have at that point. So my guess is that they make you go through the entire game, then make you go through the entire game again in order to actually get a decent set of abilities and, like, make sure you go through all the levels and actually manage to complete them. You can also sort where they are on your wheel here. You can also bring up the wheel by holding the button while you're in game. Anyway, that's that. So if we hit the X button, is it? Yes. We can teleport pretty much to anywhere that we need to go. So if we go down to the training room, we can go and actually use the training terminal there to actually do some combat practice, which, to be fair, I should probably do, but at the same time I really shouldn't because there's still so much to see. So we can talk to the people in here, we can chat to them, we can also buy and sell stuff. Do I have anything worth selling at the moment? I do. Just some salvage items. We'll just sell all of them. Get ourselves a little bit extra money. And we can also purchase some stuff like grenades, stun grenades, and time bombs. You can also buy some stuff that'll increase your stats temporarily. If we talk to Hattori, we can ask him to explain the Legatus menu, which is just a tutorial. He doesn't actually sell anything. And if we talk to this lady here, we can upgrade our stuff, which involves upgrading our main weapon and our Legatus. And you can see the overwhelming cost that they've got here. Like, look at that. 18,000 money. Even, I've been doing relatively well. I've been getting a few, like, S+ ranks and a few A ranks alongside C ranks and D ranks. I'm not the best player, but I've still been doing decently for a first time through. And I've still basically got no fucking money. Like, next to none. It's kind of frustrating. Money seems to be the main thing limiting you in this game, especially since you have an absolute ton of resources here. I'd love to be able to unlock the next level here, but I can't, and I can't unlock here either because I got no money. I could go and sell some of the resources that I have, but they don't really go for that much, so yeah, it's not great. Also, there are people hiding here that you can talk to. She uses tarot cards. What other place do we have to go? Garage doesn't have much for you. The safe house doesn't have much for you except for cats, which you can't even pet, which is lame. You can go to the locker room to change your overall look. And I might as well show it off because there's some of the resources you get in-game. So you can change your costume, which I don't have, your hairstyle and your hair color, your eye and your skin color, which seems weird to be able to do. You can also change your equipment color, although it doesn't really give you any individual colors. It just lets you do sets. And you can also just change some things going on here. Nothing too much out of the ordinary, at least you get some decent looking thing. Oh look, it's Marie. I could talk to Marie to do a side quest if I wanted to, and I'm going to.
The good work, I see. There's something we need to talk about. Can you spare me an ear? Preferably two. So, I have to confess. Oh, before that. Oh, wow! It's a perfect fit! And it really suits you. Oh, isn't it great? It's like I'm looking at the real Lappy. Oh, speaking of... Okay. Right, there's something I have to tell you. It's about Lappy. He's been me. I am Lappy. There it is. I'm sorry. I know. I should have told you earlier. You know, you are handling this a lot better than I expected. I thought you were gonna freak out, oh, it can't be! How could you, Marie? Oh, I never knew the difference, nothing? Huh. Okay. Well, before I came to Neuron, I was a traffic officer. That's how I became Lappy.
Forgive me for being rude, dear, but if we sit here and listen, we're going to be here forever. Also, she's got a nice backside. Yeah, it's a platinum game. You can clearly see the breast physics in action as well. And we're on a side quest, so now we get to go and talk to some officers. I assume they're going to make me hop in the... Oh, no, there's one right there.
Marie, what do you...
Yeah, how about no?
Huh? You want to know what's troubling you. Well, I don't know if talking about it'll help, but sure, especially Cat. I gotta do so. Then I imagine. Huh? Really? Wow. You. Yeah. Hey, Marie.
I heard everything. On to the next. This'll be.
In the infirmary.
Oh, Marie, I'm kind of going. Are you? I appreciate it. In fact, Avery is really energetic. I can't jump back into action, to be honest, but I've tried to tell her. Please, would you please?
Hey, Lappy! What's up? Taking a breather? Let me guess, you're here for an energy drink? Something like that? Wow, I bet it's exhausting to wear that thing all day. I mean, once, come on. Wait, what's that boy? Yeah, he's, but, you know, bent. And if anything, I get, sorry. I'll try to pay. It's an alkali coca.
Yeah, the game's still got that little bit of weird platinum charm to it.
Hi, Marie. Dang it.
Usually a good sign.
What's this? Oh, I never noticed that she even. That settles it. I've got to get stronger. I won't drag Avery down.
I apologize for skipping all the text, but honest to God, if I don't, we're gonna be here forever. These individual files can take anywhere up to like an hour to 2 hours. And good lord, they do make you do a lot of side quests and stuff before you really go and hop in. I mean, I could have skipped this if I wanted to, but if you skip it, you won't get as many points. And if you don't get as many points, you don't actually get to level up as fast, because this game does have a level up system. B3, you said. It's easier to skip there than to just walk there. I don't mean to interrupt you, Jim. Can I just... No, I can't skip it.
Hey, I told you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, let's just skip this. I do apologize for not letting you listen to the voice acting, but as I said, it's fine.
Come on.
Wait, what? Why am I fighting him? Oh, shit! Well, that's new. At least it's a little bit of variety. Some of these are kind of annoying. And by some of these, I mean some of these side quests, just because of how little they actually let you do. But, I mean, that's a thing. Alright. Yeah, we're beating the crap out of this guy in a dog suit, because why not? I guess this is your first sight of proper combat, except not really, because we don't even have our Astral out yet, but... Legion, I should say, but there we go.
Wow, amazing. You know, I haven't had a thrashing like that. Oh, yeah, you know. Oh, I gotta say.
Alright, well, I got some Lappy Arms, which is like a side quest in this game, but anyway.
Fantastic. Even I could probably learn a thing or two about being
Can I
Lappy
guess?
from
Yes, I
you.
can. It's through the suit, but I can get a good eye. There we go. How's your leg?
Oh, me? Well, oh, wow, you're really, oh, never mind. Oh, I got...
Alright, so that gives me bonus points to help me level up at the end of the mission. Which means now I get to go and actually watch a story cutscene. Because there is a plot to this game, except it's just kind of thin on the ground. So, here's the thing. We're actually kind of wandering into spoiler territory now. It's not a huge spoiler in the grand scheme of things, but I know some people don't like this, so we'll let this go for a bit. It might take a while to get back. Alright, hang on. Well, we can buy med supplies from her, and in fact I might do that. Just to be safe. How much do I... Yeah, that'll work. Is there anything else I need to show around here? Hit the shortcuts. Yeah, we just saw the infirmary. The command room is just like story, more or less. There is also a computer there you can save with. And there is also a Legatus terminal, which I should probably go and use. Since there's a couple of things you can do here. So you can change their color, and you can also perform some maintenance. Right, ZR that you have to press. I don't know if this actually does anything. They don't tell you if it does in the game if they do. And I'm willing to bet you have to do it for all 5 of the legions as well. Just because, well, it seems like something they'd make you do at this rate. So if I hit Y to change the legion, yeah, screw that. I don't even know if maintenance helps you with anything, but if it does, I have no idea. Also, it seems bizarre you can't just do that automatically, but, well... They seem to be throwing a lot of crap at you in this game, and it doesn't seem like much. Alright.
Alright, let's go.
So, plot time. As I was saying before, there is a plot. Basically, it's like the 2060s, and humanity has been driven off most of the inhabitable Earth to this massive mega island created by humanity called the Ark, by the existence of the Astral Plane and the creatures within it, which are the Legion. The Legion will come out of gates and attack, and most of them can't be seen by the naked eye unless humans make connections with legions that they create. And that makes things interesting. Oh, it's the 2070s, I apologize. Last thing I remember, I thought it was the 2060s, but there we go.
I'm not sure how much.
So the plot is you are a pair of twins that are... You are a plot of twins that are very good at using these legions, but everyone loses their legions except for you, so you are the only one who can really go into the Astral Plane to try and kick the ass of everything there. That is the majority of the plot so far. Now let's see how long it takes me to actually get to any kind of real fights. Some things have happened, of course, like our sister has been injured, because that is a thing. You pick what protagonist you want to play throughout the game, and the other one just takes a supporting role in the story.
There's nowhere on the Ark better equipped to treat red-shifting civilians or officers.
There are also other things going on, like humans can get corrupted by the plane.
Wait here. Make yourself at home here. Just be sure.
Why do I get the feeling this place is going to be attacked as part of the story? Can I go talk to anyone? Hi. Just lore, that's fine. There is also an in-game encyclopedia they add stuff to as the game goes on.
Dr. Moreno is looking.
Dr. Moreno is looking for you, sure.
Ah, you'll need this. With this pass, you'll be able to access most of.
I'm doing as much of this stuff as I can to empathize, to emphasize the fact that there is seriously a lot of stuff in between you actually fighting the enemies in this game.
These rooms are reserved for victims of redshift and chimera attacks. Akira is in one of them right now.
And it takes ages. I feel like the pacing of the game could be a lot better in this circumstance.
Ah, right. I used to work in this branch myself. Back before Dr. Calvert brought me to Neuron. Before I even knew what.
Especially in the first couple of acts, where they take a lot of time to make you go through things like investigations. The investigations aren't that bad. You go around, talk to people, pick up keywords, and use those keywords to more or less solve the mystery. It just takes ages, especially with all the side quests, and they make you do them if you want to have the best possible scores.
I'm sorry.
So you spend like 45 minutes wandering around, doing random side quests for people that are literally just as simple as walk a few feet, kick a can over, and then go press A on an object.
Things didn't look good.
It gets really, really long in the tooth after a while, I gotta admit. I'm just gonna skip this cutscene.
We've done enough for today. I've got some other matter. Feel free to take the
Explore the ARI. We have another side quest to do. 3 of them, actually. We're not going to do any of them, because holy crap, it will still take forever. And we need to get to some actual fighting at some point. Ooh, didn't mean to pull you out. See what I mean when I say the control scheme is a bit weird? I can always forget the bloody buttons. Hi. Sure. Oh, also, item box. As I said, there's like dozens of these. That medicine full that I just got is medicine that I will lose at the end of the chapter, which means it's pretty much a guarantee that this place is about to go to shit. Seems to be a running theme. Although, they do require you to do some side missions, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just made me do this. Okay, what's the problem? You dropped a bottle of chemicals? Yeah, fine, let's try and do this. Stop the short circuit. Get the door open, get inside and destroy the power source. Okay. They do give you some puzzles to do like this. Okay, I need to force the door open, so I need to use the Arm Legion. Now if I walk on through... Okay, I need to... Oh, Arm Legion again. Oh yeah, right, whoops. Ouch. Right, his special ability is to cover me like this, which means I can just wander along and hit the wrong button and immediately get my ass sent back here. Fantastic. There we go. Well, that's one side quest done, I suppose.
Someone, please.
Oh, now we get to chase after him, and we get to see what the sword can do. Actually, to be fair, pretty much all of them can do this, but we use the Astral chain to wrap him up. Down he goes. This is actually a mechanic in the fights, and we'll get to it. We've done them. Oh, there we go. Had a feeling.
Hey, are you there?
There's been an explosion at the Harmony Square subway station.
There now. She said it's got anyway. There's a helicopter.
Yep. Alright, now we go and take care of this. So I should probably use one of the medicines that I got. There we go. Oh, I guess this place isn't going to go to shit. Who would have thought? Skip, please. Oh god, we're back here again? This was already in the last one. Last chapter, I mean.
Looks like you're at Harmony Square.
Oh, I guess we are going into a different area. Okay, oh, great, there's more side cases. Let's ignore them completely. There's nothing wrong with the side cases, it's just when it gets in the way of the bloody combat, you can't help but think, oh god, why is this taking so long? Especially when you need to actually do them to help you out with the combat. At least they warn you that you're not able to come back. Although, to be fair, you should be able to replay the acts later.
Most of the civilians, but the Chimeras started. There's still a few people. All right.
Alright, so the Chimera are wrecking the place. One of many side collectibles that they have is red matter cleanup. You got to use your Legion to basically just hover over them, like a glorified cleaning service. To be fair, it does give you points, like a lot of your points for upgrading your main character, which just increases like your health, by the way, is from this. Also, due to the way the levels are structured, where they require you to have all 5 legions in order to actually 100% complete the levels, you can't 100% clean up with red matter, so just clean up what you see along the way. Put it on or don't put it on. Why would I be an idiot?
Ready? We've got intel that a few people are trapped. You'll probably need the other lines. Have you see any? I'm gonna pat. There we go. All right.
Alright, find the hurt civilians. Could probably use Iris for this.
Information display.
Can you hear me? If the smoke...
Thanks for the tip. Open this up for me. Whoops. Forgot about these things. Right. Sword uses special cut ability, which is basically blade mode from Revengeance. There is also a Zandatsu-like ability. Which we will get to once we get into the bloody combat. Think about how long this would take if I didn't skip like 5 other side quests. Oh my god, do I literally have to walk her all the fucking way out? Oh! Well, that's fun. Hey, Legion, can you take care of these guys? Wow, the first combat I show you gets to be fucking... Just go get him, please. Thank you. Oh, him too. There's no point explaining the combat to you while I'm just, like, stuck here doing this, because... Jesus. Could I not just bridal carry her, for God's sake? Like, clearly her leg's not in good shape. It must feel horrible dragging along the ground like that. And let me guess. Oh god, I have to do it twice. Twice more, I mean. Because of course I fucking do. How do I get back up here? Oh, I have to walk up the slope, don't I? Alright, come on.
Iris, shut down. Iris, startup.
Oh look, another symbol that implies that we need, oh, shit, where's the staircase? Don't tell me I just went in the... Yeah, I just went in the wrong direction. God damn it.
Okay, looks like that bunch is safe.
Of course there's one more. And they're telling me to head further in, which means this is going to be even longer. Jesus wept on a bicycle.
Information display.
More items that I won't get to bloody use. Guess I gotta head downstairs again. Legion, what are you doing over there? There we go. Oh wait, no, there's one. It's just gonna be a really long walk.
Shut down.
Or is it? These are some new enemies. Alright, finally, some proper combat. Right, so here's the drill. You move around, you have the ability to attack, and you also have the ability to dodge. You have a weapon that can be swapped between 3 different types. You have the slow but strong sword, the faster but weaker baton, and you also have a gun. I do not use the gun. The gun does so little damage that it's kind of useless. At the end of your combos, you can hit the ZL button, and it will let you pull out your Legion for a special combo attack. You can also pull out this Legion for your special combo attack if you do a proper dodge. The game does have basically Zandatsu, just without needing to actually cut into the enemies, because as you can see, it restored my health completely. However, you also have the ability to call out your Legion. By pressing the ZL button, you call out the Legion. He will automatically attack any enemies he is close to. He does, however, have his own health bar, as you can see there. It starts out at 100. You can upgrade it throughout the course of the game, and making him collect red matter will also give him a temporary boost on this. You can hit the ZL button again once he's been summoned out to force him towards an enemy that you are locked onto. You can also hold the ZL button and move him around with the right stick in order to do things like get behind them in order to do bonus damage. If you hold the ZL button while he's already called out, you can press the X or the Y buttons to throw out skills. These skills, as I've already shown you before, are actually pretty useful. If he takes hits, his health bar will go down. His health bar also does go down naturally, so I would suggest being very careful about that. Because if he goes down completely... Yeah, rank D. Why am I not surprised? If it goes down completely, he'll get locked away and you'll need to go to the effort of waiting for him to recover. Oh, hang on. What's this? Oh, hang on. Yeah, can't go that way yet. You can see that it's blocked off. Wish I could show you more, but unfortunately we don't have much to do in the way of combat right now, so I guess I have to go back and help What's-His-Face. Wait, no, hang on. I'm heading in the wrong direction again. God damn it. Just pick him up for God's sake. Oh no, not again. Legion, what are you doing? Legion, you're supposed to attack him for fuck's sake. Do I have to lock onto him? Attack him! Jesus, thank you. He's supposed to do that automatically. I don't know why he didn't. As you can see, your Legion is controlled pretty much independently of you. Oh look, they actually let me skip it. What the fuck? Alright, fine. What's next?
Do you copy? I sent you my positional data because I'm kind of, and maybe...
Okay, sure. We'll go help her out. See, told you I'd have to... Oh. Hang on. We'll just cut through these. Cut through these. I swear that's what you're supposed to do. Why won't it let me? I guess it won't let me go that way yet. Alright, I'll put him away to regen his health. Yes, you can put them away by pressing the R button on the controller. Whoop, I just ran him straight into the bloody laser beams, because of course I did. Come on. No. I swear that's what you're supposed to do. What? Oh. Door. What the hell? Every other time I found them, I've been able to slice through them, but this time it doesn't work? I don't bloody know. Random item lying about. There's a few of these. Don't know why they didn't just put it in a crate, but well, that's game design for you. There's probably more crates and stuff down that way, but screw it. I want to do more combat. Defeat the chimeras. Okay, so as I was saying before, I already showed off abilities. There are some other things you can do as well. You can maneuver them around independently, as I said, but there are some neat things you can do with this. For example, wrap them up in the chain and they're paralyzed for a bit, which means you can go ham. Really useful ability, actually. Great for beating the ever-loving snot out of them. His auto-bind ability can also do the same thing. Oh, bloody raw stun, of course. You do have the ability to dodge, as I showed before, and there are iframes that you can take advantage of. Bugger me. Out of the corner, please. Out of the corner. Out of the corner. Where's the medicine that I have before? There we go. Swap to the baton because it's faster and lets me dodge easier. Well, apparently not. There are also some other neat tricks you can do, like for example holding ZL and pressing ZR will let you jump to the position your Astral, your Legion is in. And you can also use this to get some decent mid-air damage combos going, if only I could properly demonstrate it. Each Legion also has a special ability you can activate with the L button. You already saw how the Arm Legion can basically become armor, but the Sword Legion has the ability to cut things out of mid-air. This can also be used to actually stop enemy attacks before they happen, but the timing on this is so specific and only works on certain enemies that I just feel like there's no bloody point to it. And the Arrow Legion can be used for pinpoint shots. Combine all of these things together for this game's combat system. As I said before though, my main problem with it is the controls, because the controls just feel really unnatural, and even after like 6 hours of playing this game, they still feel kind of unnatural in that sense. Rank D. The better you do, the better rank you get, of course. I don't understand the ranking system in this game. Mainly because I've been getting S ranks out of nowhere for stuff that I felt like I failed at. Meanwhile, I did great on some ones and I still get rank Ds. Like, I really didn't do great there, I admit that, but still. Oh great, another bloody cutscene.
Call it a motherly instinct or something. Aw, you didn't hear that, did you? Never mind. Not like your old man ever picked up on it either. Let's just say, everything doesn't always work out the way you think it will.
Still pretty quiet around here, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? I'm starting to forget whether we're on patrol or on a date.
Wait, what's that?
Relax, old man. It's a joke.
Nope, can't skip this one apparently. Guess I just have to hammer the A button. Because as I said, this takes ages. Chase the Chimera. Hopefully this means more fights.
running away again? You wanna play tag? Fine, you're it!
Oh, right. That was a pit in the floor. Because of course it was. Alright, Astral. I hate jumping with these guys as well, by the way, just because they are a bit of a shit to control. They have this annoying tendency to send you straight into the nearest wall.
Man, it's not holding back, is it? At least there's no chance of losing this damn thing.
But yeah, it's mainly the controls that are my main problem with this game because they feel so unnatural. I get that they're trying to do the whole controlling two dudes at once thing here, but it just doesn't work as well as I would have hoped. Am I going the right direction? I'm not even sure if I'm going the right direction. I mean, I can go this way. It might just lead me into a... Oh. No, we are going in the right direction. Very good. Yeah, the controls are just a bit weird, as I said before. The mapping just doesn't make that much sense to me, and even after 6 hours, I'm still not used to it. The game itself does have plenty of interesting fights and mechanics going on. But when I'm fighting the... controls to actually do this, to fight these things in an interesting way, it just kind of drains all the fun out of it. There are a few other things as well, like this game's got a dramatic problem with lock-on. Like, holy shit, does it have a problem with lock-on. And just the camera in general has this annoying tendency to get stuck in really bad places. Ouch. The game does offer a couple of different playstyles, as I said before, if the difficulty is too much for you. But my problem with this game isn't the difficulty. The difficulty is actually pretty well balanced, at least for the start of this. But I gotta say, it feels so weird having two different easy modes. There's one easy mode where you can just ignore the combat entirely. And there's another easy mode that they put you on at the start of the game, which has you taking basically no damage and having like 7 revives. At the moment, I've got 3. There is also a unlimited, oh not unlimited, ultimate difficulty that you unlock at the end of every act that lets you... Oh, yeah, I saw that one coming and I still didn't manage to dodge it. There is an ultimate difficulty you unlock at the end of every act that you can go back and play the stage again with. But I haven't done that to see how it works. The difficulty is fine. It's just things, like some of the things with the controls, the game's pacing, making it so that you have to wait fucking ages in order to get anything particularly interesting with how... Ow. Can I stop being on fire for a second, please? Well, it picked me back up. Why do I have this much health, though? The one other time I had to be picked back up, I had basically like a third of my health. So why do I have, like, over 3/4 of it? This is so inconsistent. I don't know... Fuck. Screw it. Going back to the gun. Fire again, damn it. Nothing but D's, man. Nothing but D's. Skip it. Oh look, we're going into the Astral plane, which is the most boring part of the game. It's pretty much all this. Just flat cubes with flat arenas, and sometimes there's a couple of item chests in and around the corner, but outside of that, they're dull. They make you do these puzzles which aren't even really puzzles to get through them, and it's just... Ugh. Right. More fighting, but thankfully in something I'm a little more familiar with. So, let's get the arm. Let's get the arm guy out here to help. And we're going to focus on the little ones first, because frankly, screw doing anything else. See, this is another one of the legions that you can capture. So we're about 7 hours in, although we'd be closer to 8 if we did all the side quests, and we're only just getting the 4th one. Like, I know going through these games, unlocking all the abilities and then playing them again is kind of the point of these character action games, but, man, it just stings so much in this one, mainly because of the overall pacing of the game, which makes you do 45-something minutes of side quests before you can get into any kinds of fights, except for, like, one where you're dressed up in a fucking dog suit. That's my main problem, the pacing. It's so long. It makes it take so long to get to the actual combat, and then the actual combat has a weird-ass control scheme, this annoying tendency to not actually let you get to the good parts even after 6 fucking hours, and I just, when it's full of levels like these, that are just flat areas that are just not interesting, I just find myself not giving a toss. And there is a story, but there's basically nothing to it. It's got the basic ideas down. Like, oh, you know, oh, I'm guessing I'm going to need to. Whoa! Nope, I dodged right into a bombardment. What? Ow! Wait, what hurt me there? I'm legitimately not sure what actually touched me there. That's strange. Where did the madman touch you? Well, I mean, my feet aren't... Fuck. Man, the collision masks in this game are so punishing. Actually, I've had a few instances of that, where they've basically not touched me and I've still taken a hit. It's definitely not Dark Souls in its collision boxes. Get after him, will ya? Fucking wombo combos, I swear. Got him. Bye. Yeah, that can happen if you tangle him in the Astral chain, which is the chain between you and the Legion. And yes, it's the game's title. That's what happens. You just send them flying, but not every enemy actually does that, which is kind of disappointing. Well, I'm really sucking today. Well, at least we got him. The Beast Legion. Probably a D, but how do I know?
Huh. I can see just like I think you'd see.
See you back at HQ? Wait, is that it? Huh. Oh, they're actually gonna make me work for this one, are they? I completely skipped the tutorial there, which means I'm probably going to have a little trouble figuring out this guy's McCall. Oh dear. At least the game looks nice. I got nothing... Whoop. I got nothing wrong with the way the game looks or how it performs. Even on Switch. Like... There have been a couple of frame drops in the hub area. Shit. No, not again. There have been a couple of frame rate drops in the hub area when I've got the iris on, but outside of that, the game does actually run pretty well. Probably hit an iron crate over there in that little side path, because there almost always is. Oh look, a new type to fight. Oh great, it's these things again. Alright, so I gotta swap to the sword, then I gotta hit... No? Huh. That's new. Also a problem. Bullseye! Wait, do I have to use my beast to do something about this guy? Is this what I have to do? My fault entirely, I admit, but still. What's his special ability? I can ride him! Well, that's pretty neat. How does this help me, though? Because I still can't hurt him. That would be how I get over the floors that disintegrate from under me, right? That makes enough sense, considering he wasn't actually triggering them when he was leaning on them. What do I do here? Hang on, does this have anything to say? Hang on. There's the tutorial. Well, there's a lot of combos at least. Right, I don't think it's not I don't think there's anything particularly related to the beast that I need to beat this guy. I don't think there is. Question is, what do I do to beat him though? Because the last time I saw that purple thing hovering behind an enemy, I needed to cut the damn thing with the sword. But it appears I don't have that option this time. Oh, there it is. Right. Did not see that. Unfortunately, now I have to wait for the thing to recharge, but it shouldn't be that long. Focus, and for whatever reason, there are motion controls here. Well, I knocked him off. Yep, that did it. Yeah, you don't get to live. I need you dead. Nope, it's run away again. Where is it? There it is. No. Focus. God damn it. Wait, what? Let's try this again. Okay. You go over there. Because yes, they make you do this annoying puzzle, having the two of them stand on top of that several times. Another item. There's tons of these. More red matter. And more enemies to kill. Brilliant. Didn't even see that floor. Let's swap to the arrow. Floor. Forgot about the floor. Gun. Where's my gun? Oh god, this thing again. Oh Jesus, it's been an hour. Look, I can't take this anymore. I admit that I'm terrible at it, and I've been terrible at it this entire bloody time, but just... There are a lot of things that about Astral Chain that I don't like. Its pacing is ridiculous. It took us over 30 minutes, even with skipping, like, optional content in order to get the actual proper combat. The control scheme on it is kind of unwieldy at the best of times and really, really annoying to deal with at the worst of times. And the actual combat itself, while interesting, because, you know, it's Platinum, they haven't done a bad combat game yet, but this is getting pretty close, because controlling the Legion is kind of unwieldy, and the just overall combat just doesn't feel as satisfying as some of their previous efforts. I find myself not liking it. It's too long in the tooth. It doesn't really engage me in the combat. It takes way too long to get engaging in the combat, considering it's been over 7 hours at this point. I only just got the 4th Legion. Not to mention that it struggles to drain you of resources. It feels like it's delaying the good part of the game on purpose. That's what I'm trying to say. The fact that they make you go through like 45 minutes of stuff if you want to get the best score before you even get to real combat. The fact that everything is locked off from you with costs so high that it takes ages to get anywhere. The fact that it takes you 7 hours in order to unlock even just to unlock all the basic forms of the legions that you unlock. It feels like they're purposefully lengthening it out. That combined with the weird controls that just don't seem to sync with me whatsoever, just really makes me not like it. I gave it way longer than I really should have, in all honesty. I would have been fine giving it one less act than I eventually did, but yeah. It's not something I'd recommend, at least not before it goes on to like a deep discount. Even though it looked absolutely terrible. But I can prove to you that I was actually doing alright, and I'm actually gonna go... Actually, I can't do that now, can I? Since I'm not back at the, Since I'm not back at HQ, I can't show you the scores that... Actually, hang on, I can. See? Sometimes I do alright. And that was a boss fight, by the way. Sometimes I do okay. Not all the time, but sometimes. I like to think that's given me enough of an idea of the game to know that I just don't like it. Yeah, that's an hour of whining gone, but I'm not going to do this video again. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.